I have put on over 23,000 miles on my Falken Wildpeak A T4Ws ever since I installed them in January. Let's see how they're holding up. Puppy tax, she has a, give me the pine cone. Puppy tax has a pine cone. Leave it alone. Chicken. Now remember, I want to preface this. These tires were given to me by Falken back in January whenever they first came out because they wanted to test it on on a Rivian. And well, we didn't even sign a contract, but I want to be completely transparent with you because they wanted me just to see how they are and hand them some media. But ever since then, I've kind of lost contact with them. Like, I've sent some emails, I've sent some photos, and they just never used them. I don't know if it was because of, I actually don't know. So we are going to still remind you guys that I did get these for free, and I didn't even have to pay anything. Like, I didn't even have to do photos. But, so over the course of the past almost a year now, I've been using them every day for my daily driving. I go on some trails. I go to places like Tahuya, which is an off-road vehicle park, and a few other places too. A lot of very well groomed forest roads, but they do have some issues with them. Puppy tax again. What I mean by issues, I'm talking about like there's jagged rocks just randomly. There are, sticks that are possibly in puddles and, things that could cause a puncture. And so far, I have not had a puncture with these. I've had these rotated, I think, twice so far. Just trying to keep the wear on them quite even. I believe it's Rivian that recommends every 7,500 miles. And so if we're at 23,000 miles, I should be rotating them again real soon. So I ended up getting LT 275 65 R20, which is 126, 123S, the load range E. They are thick. They are the LTs. They do have, I don't know if they're 3-ply. They might be 2-ply. But they are a lot heavier. They're about 17 pounds heavier than stock. That kind of hurt my efficiency with the Rivian, but not as much as what you... Hey, leave that pine cone alone. Not as bad as what I've thought was going to happen. Again, 17 pounds on each wheel. That's 68 more pounds over stock. Now, that's more unsprung weight. That could cause a little bit more issues and everything like that. I run about 50 PSI in each tire. When I air down, I go down to about 30 to 25 PSI. It makes it a lot smoother whenever I'm on the trails or whatnot. Let's talk about the performance on the road. They're quieter than my 15K Scorpions, even though we are at 23K so far. Here's a video of what it sounds like inside the vehicle. So this is what the tires sound like after 20,000 miles or so. They're not as loud as what my Scorpions were. When we get a little bit faster, closer to 70 to 80 miles per hour, this is at 60 miles per hour right now, they can get a little bit noisier, but for the most part, it's bearable. Whenever I have the music on, I can barely hear them. There is, it's like one of those noises that you just drown out. But overall, I'm okay with the amount of noise that these tires give. Here, let's listen to them. I don't think I've ever given you guys a kitty tax. It's Muse. Say hi, Muse. As for dry performance, very good. I love them on the highway. We can stop pretty fast if we need to, especially in the stop-and-go traffic that we have here in the Pacific Northwest. As for wet conditions, I took it out to Tahuya the other day, and I was extremely impressed about how well these things gripped while being wet. I was going over rocks, I was going over roots, through the puddles, up hills, up and down. I wasn't slipping down. There was no slipping up either. In fact, I feel like I had more slippage when I first got them than I did when I went out this time. Now, I'm not really a techie guy, and I'm not really too good with numbers either, but I just went to Discount Tire for them to do a scan of the tires to see what the tread depth was. Now, when we first start out, they're at 18 of 30 seconds, and so now after 23,000 miles we are sitting at, well, if you look at the numbers here, half of them are at 14. The back rear one, driver's side, is 15, and for whatever reason the front driver's side one is at 13. Now, he was telling me his scanner does scan 3 different ways throughout the tire: the side, the middle, and then the inside, and so it averages and usually takes the lowest. But with it being within 1 of each other, so the 13, then the 14s, then the 15s, it's typically usually normal, but there have been times to where maybe my PSI wasn't exactly exact, and so that could have caused an issue with the reason why it might be 13th of 30 seconds versus 14th or 15th. That's a user error right there. That's on me. But for the most part, if we're at a 60,000 mile warranty on these, and I'm already a third of the way there, what is the math? Hold up, I gotta get a calculator on this one. Alright, so let's go with, let's just say 30 seconds is what percentage of 30 seconds? AI, thank you. That's 77%. So we are at 77.78% tread life in comparison to what it was OEM. That's not too bad. That's if we are a third of the way there, that's, I mean, I guess that's about right. That's about 33%. Yeah, no? Alright, clear this 100 minus 77.76. It's 22% of the way there. So it's 22% of the way there, even though I am a third of the warranty life. Okay, again, remember, I'm not good with math. I am not good with this. You could do with what the numbers, I'll put them in the descriptions below. Correct me, make sure. I know how people love to correct me, so please tell us the right information, because again, I am not the greatest. I am not the most. I have a GED. Okay, so again, I have been a little perturbed about how much range I'm losing, but if you look, I got rock sliders on, I got a tent on the back, and so all of the rock sliders, the tent, the camp kitchen, which is an extra 200 and something pounds, it all adds up to weight, and also means my range is going to be a little bit shittier, especially with the tent. The rock sliders, weirdly enough, I didn't have any range loss with it. That's okay though. Maybe it's because I wasn't using the AC, maybe I wasn't using the heat or whatnot, and so that's the reason why my range was above 2 miles to the kilowatt hour. So all in all, I am extremely happy with these things. Again, remember, I got these for free, but before I had them on my 4Runner, I had them on my Outback, I had the before I had the AT3 on my 4Runner for the longest time. That thing was supercharged. Love that thing. I paid for those myself. This is actually the first time I actually received tires for free for testing out. Kind of cool. But at the same time, I know how some people will be like, oh, this is a biased review. I try not to be biased, and I also think that's the reason why. That's probably the reason why they're not talking to me anymore, because I was like, I remember all those issues that I was having. I was having problems with balancing. I was having, actually, let's talk about that. It took several trips to Discount Tires for them to finally actually get it done right with the balancing. I kept having wobble after 60. I do believe after the first time, one of the weights actually fell off in mid, just driving on the highway. So I brought it in and they're like, yep, it's about an ounce off. That's not good. Of course it's not good. It should never be that much off. But it took me going to, what was it? Tacoma, Poulsbo, and then finally Tacoma over there by the movie theater to get it done right. I actually prefer those guys. The rest of the guys were fine. The rest of the guys are great. We're thinking that maybe that these Falkens, since they were pre-production tires, or these Falkens were some of the first that were produced, so there could have been some defects in the production that hurt the alignments. We used Road Force to try to correct it, try to put in the proper amount of weights in the wheels. We just couldn't get it done. But now they are properly balanced, and I do not have a shimmy. I don't even think, even if I hit 80 miles per hour, I don't have a shimmy, which is kind of nice. Again, Puppy Tax. Hi. So in 2025, I do plan on upgrading the wheels to different wheels. These are the OEMs. They're still fairly heavy, but I want to make sure that I do have something nice and robust that I can just beat up, you know? But at the same time, I still want it to look kind of nice. I don't know, maybe some bronze, even some black wheels would look great on this silver. So that brings it to, will I actually purchase these tires for myself? Because I honestly think that I've lost the business. I don't know. I've lost the connection with Falken. I don't know. I haven't heard from them. So again, I think that's another thing with this channel. I don't want to receive any more products from companies to review, because after the whole fiasco of receiving these and the feedback that I got on Reddit and a few of the other posts, I don't want to do that. So everything that I get is going to be a straight review purchase with my own money. So that way it'll be an unbiased review. even though I keep these unbiased. So the question is, will I buy these again? Yes, I will probably buy these again with a new set of tires. I do kind of want to try the Nokians. They are recommended one by Rivian for snow tires. I know David with Emerald City Rivian Club, he does use them on his. They are a little bit, I do believe they're a little bit lighter, so I might actually go with those first, but I am still really happy with the Falkens. But I do want to try different things, especially if it will help with my range. I'm trying not to make this too specific to Rivian because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there looking for Falken Wildpeak A reviews, especially with 20,000 plus miles on them. But for Rivian, I only recommend these if you actually do any sort of off-roading. If you really just stick to forest roads, you're fine with the Scorpions. You may get more of a puncture in comparison to these if you aren't careful, but if you do anything going to like an off-road park, if you like to, I think, like if you want to go down a BDR in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, something like that, I recommend probably these over the stock Scorpions. I am very meh about the stock Scorpions. So hopefully this helps out. Let me know if you have any other questions. These tires may be going away a lot sooner than what I expect. Probably by the beginning of the first of the year, I am going to just order a new tire and wheel package so that way I could just start anew and possibly just sell these outright to someone else that needs a winter tire or a winter set of tires. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Have them in the comments, message me, inbox me. I'm gonna go make egg drop soup because I am hungry and I didn't pull out any meat tonight for dinner. I failed. This sucks. Have a great day, y'all.